today, and we're going to be talking about toxic coworkers. Now, we got 15 red flags to find out if you working with a toxic coworker. These are not in no specific order, nothing like that, but I'm going to give you a rundown of 15 ways to spot a toxic employee. Number one, a negative attitude and constantly complaining about everything. Now, when it comes to negative attitudes at work and you constantly complaining, that's a red flag right there. You already showing us you hard to work with right there, and then you might not start the job off like that when you first get the job, but eventually you become that person with the negative attitude and constantly complaining now because you you're sick of the job. I guess that's what's going on with that. So how do you deal with somebody like that? That's negative attitude and constantly complaining. Well, hopefully you don't work in the same department with that person or you don't have to work side by side with that person. But if you do, what you have to do is maintain your way of working and your work ethic and try to ignore it. But if it affects your job, you gonna have to go to the higher ups and talk about it, basically, because if it's gonna affect your job with this person being negative and, constantly complaining, that need to be something we need to deal with HR and or somebody else, the manager or whatever. So that's how we deal with the negative attitude and the constant complaining. We have to go to somebody else because you don't want to get in a physical altercation with the coworker. Number two, gossiping about others and spreading rumors. Man, I can't work with somebody who always talking and talking about somebody else. When that person's not around and you gossiping and telling the next coworker about this next person, but when they walk in the door, you all, hey, how you doing? All nice with them, man. But that gossiping, and spreading rumors is weird because first of all, you could be lying with the rumor you spreading to make that the next worker not even trust that person you talking about. So number two, gossiping and the gossiping and talking about other employees and spreading rumors, that's a no. We can't. I can't work with nobody like that. Because if I'm not around, how you gonna talk about me to the next employee? So nah, I don't. That ain't fly. Number three, refusing to take responsibilities for their mistakes and blaming somebody else. That's the worst thing you could do if you working with me. If you don't own up to what you did when we working and you try to blame it on me when I'm not around and tell the upper hires or whatever, Vinny did that and you did it, nah, that's a big red flag for me, man. You gotta own up to your skip. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, you have to own up to that. You can't blame nobody else for your mistakes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big red flag. Not refusing to take responsibility for your mistakes and trying to blame it on somebody else. That ain't cool. That's automatic. Probably get you beat up on the job or confrontations after work with the co-worker. Number four, not respecting boundaries and invading other people's space. I know how that go. Sometimes you like when you working somewhere, you set up a little area where you about to prep or do whatever you going to do, and out the blue, somebody just come move your stuff or just set up their stuff right where you was at. That's come on, man. You gotta respect my space, man. If you know I was over here first, what you coming over here for? Come on, man. We can't work like that, man. I mean, go somewhere else and find somewhere else to work because I was here first, man. Don't invade my space and you know don't 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 do that. Gotta respect my boundaries and all that. So number four is not respecting boundaries and invading other people's space. That's crazy. Number 5, disrespectful behavior towards colleagues and supervisors. You ain't gonna keep no job with this disrespectful behavior towards the supervisor, first of all. But your colleagues, you gotta show them respect just as much as you show the supervisor respect. You're not gonna last long. That's crazy for you to disrespect the people you working with, and especially the person that's over you. How you gonna disrespect the supervisor? So number 5, you gotta watch out for that disrespectful behavior towards colleagues and supervisors. That's an automatic red flag right there. You shouldn't even come on a job with that type of attitude. You canned right there. Number 6, refusing to collaborate and work as a team player. Now, if you can't get with a little program we got going on, it's like we got a certain thing that need to be done, and I'll do this, you do this, such and such do this. If you can't collaborate and work as a team player, what come on, man, what we need you for then? If you ain't, come on, man. We all one. If this guy mess up or if he mess up, that fall on all of us. If you ain't a team player, man, we can't have that. Nah, we definitely can't have that. You gotta be a team player, man. Especially working in certain situations at job. You need somebody to watch your back and you want somebody watching your back. So refusing to collaborate and working as a team player, number 6, that's a no-no. Number 7, taking credit for others' work and not giving credit where it's due. Now, if you ain't do that and somebody compliments you and you be like, thank you, I appreciate that. And you know you ain't do it, man, go ahead and be like, nah, my man Vinny did that. He hooked that up for y'all. Don't take the credit for something you ain't do. That ain't, I mean, that ain't fly. We do that at. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't do it, don't take the credit. Go ahead, show your man love. Let him shine. Tell him you ain't do it. Tell him who did it. That's respectfully. So taking credit for others' work and not giving credit where it's due, that's not cool. That's a big red flag for me too. I don't play that shit, man. If I do something and put my work in, somebody compliment you and tell you respectfully, just tell them, yo, I ain't do that. Vinny did that. That's all to that. You know what I'm saying? Number 8, constantly creating drama and stirring up trouble. You already know that's a red flag for anybody you work with, anywhere you work at. Are you gonna be causing drama, creating trouble and stuff like that? We come on, you how long you expect to work it? That's a big red flag, man. Coworkers are toxic, man, if they go through these steps I'm talking about. I got to realize, man, we when you go to work, you want to go to work peacefully and just, get your work done, clock in, clock out, go home, relax. You don't want drama when you at work. You know what I'm saying? Like that take us into number 9. Engaging in office politics and playing favorites. Now, all right, some supervisors and managers like how some employees work. You know what I'm saying? And some supervisors and managers give, show a little favoritism to certain employees. But you can't be playing that role just because you got favoritism by the supervisor or the manager. You take it out on the other employees, like you politicking and you playing favor games and stuff like that. That ain't cool, man. We are equal opportunity employers. So treat me equally as the next person. Don't give him higher status because y'all cool. That ain't cool. That office politics and showing favoritism, that's whack. Number 10. Let's get to number 10, yo. Refusing to communicate effectively and openly with others. Now, if you can't talk to a person at the job, but you got an attitude on or whatever, there's no way gonna work out teamwork or we gonna be able to work together if you refusing to communicate effectively and openly with others. So if you can't do that, man, what point of you having a job working with people? You might as well work from home by yourself. Don't nobody want all that drama. If I ask you a question, you ain't even gonna answer me. That's not cool. That leaves us in the number 11. Undermining others. Undermining others' work and sabotaging projects. Now, I'm in the restaurant business. If you sabotage something that we doing, you gonna give the whole crew a bad reputation. You gonna mess up everything for the whole crew. So if you undermining others that you work with, and we supposed to be a team, that don't work. How's that working? So that's a big red flag. Undermining others' work and sabotaging projects. You know, you can't. How you gonna be sabotaging stuff when we working together? You know what I'm saying? That's another crazy one right there. Number 11, undermining others' work and sabotaging. Oh, number 12. Let me bust number 12 real quick. I gotta do it this way on this one. All right, number 12 is real serious. Making a, this. Well, hold on, let me get this right. Making discriminatory and insensitive comments to others. Discrimination don't fall nowhere with a team. If you discriminate, that's nothing. That's nowhere in teamwork or co-worker type. If you discriminate and saying insensitive comments towards others, you making the whole crew look bad. You know, that's a no-go. Being discriminatory towards anybody is not right. It's not cool and it won't fly on no job. So y'all got to keep that in mind. Number 12, making discriminatory or insensitive comments towards others. That's why. Number 13, I was about to say 13, like I'm Jamaican. So number 13, refusing to listen to feedback and constructive criticism. If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. Nobody is there to hurt your feelings, but you got to be able to take criticism. Yo, this is not how we do it here. If you listen and let me show you the right way, we can get it done. So refusing to listen to feedback and constructive criticism, that's not gonna fly on no job. So you better have your ears open and listen point blank. Yeah. So make sure y'all stay on point with that. Number 14. Let's get to number 14 and 15 to end this. Because I'm going live later on today with see I'm gonna have an open panel, see if y'all respond to some of these 15 red flags. That's right, the panel was open, y'all. Check it out. This is from last night. I didn't get to record last night live. So we live right now. So join the panel. Now,
15 ways to
number
spot a
14 is
toxic
engaging
coworker.
in unethical behavior and violating company policy. If it don't go down at the job, don't bring it to the job. You have to carry yourself a certain way when you working for somebody or working at somebody's place. So if you being rude or unrightly to the customers, engaging in unethical behavior is it's a reputation that these places have to keep. And if you ruining their reputation, you're not a good employee, man. What kind of coworker are you? You really playing yourself. That's number 14, engaging in unethical behavior and violating company policy. That's why most companies give you a handbook so you know offhand what not to do and what to do on their job. And that's called for, and it'll violate and you'll be terminated. So y'all got to be more
Join the panel,
ethical
y'all.
behavior. Unethical behavior is not tolerated in no job. I don't see. Number 15, being constantly unreliable and failing to meet deadlines. You continuously be fucking up, messing up, excuse my language, and you don't meet deadlines. You're supposed to have this done by such and such. You lagging, you 30 minutes late, this much late. Nobody's going to put up with these 15 red flags on a job. And I hope y'all tune in at 11:45 Eastern Standard Time. Right now it's 9:30, so y'all got a few minutes. But we going to be going live. I'm going to have a live panel to talk about these 15 red flags. Excuse me. These, yeah, that was from last night, y'all. What's going on YouTube? This your guy, Chef Vinny. And we here to talk about the 15 red flags of a toxic coworker, y'all. Yes, yes. We are live, yes. Not gonna be on here long, just gonna see how many people hit the panel. I'm still new, y'all know that. Y'all join the live. Mm-hmm. We gonna get into these 15 red flags once again, y'all. I am your guy, Chef Vinny. Glad y'all tuning. We're gonna start with number one. Well, this is not in no particular order, but negative attitudes and constantly complaining about everything on the job. That's number one. You can't have a negative attitude on on the job when you work with multiple people. That's one thing. 'Cause your coworkers demand respect, and I know you demand respect just as much in the workplace. So having a nasty attitude and constantly complaining about everything won't get it working with the kid over here. No, sir. Like to work in a positive atmosphere. Positive. Yes, yes. So having a nigga attitude, we ain't playing that. Kicking clothes on that one.
How long you think you can survive on a job with negative attitude, with a person with a negative attitude? Not long. I know I couldn't work long with somebody who got a negative attitude. That's for sure. We need positivity, strictly positivity. And that's number one of 15 ways to spot a toxic coworker. Number two, gossiping about others and spreading rumors. I do not like working with a blabbermouth and somebody who spread rumors. That's somebody gossiping and spreading rumors. That's that's somebody you do not want to work with. Because on your day off, ain't no telling what they saying about you. And trust me, I've been on jobs who had people tell me about the next person. And I'm just getting on the job and just knowing somebody, and I got somebody else in my ear telling me about the next person. And then that person to come tell me something. I don't like that. Because on my day off, I know you talking about me too then. So that gossiping and spreading rumor joint, that's a major red flag with me if you working with me. Because you keep work at work, you keep your personal stuff off the job. So you don't want to tell your coworkers or your business that they're gossiping, spread rumors about you. So that's a red flag. Number two, gossiping and spreading rumors about others. Major red. Number three, refusing to take responsibility for their mistakes and blaming others. If you did it, own up to it. You did it. It's your fault. You Why you gonna blame somebody else? It's all on you. It falls on you. Your responsibility. You're responsible for what you do. Can't blame nobody else for your mistakes, and that's dead wrong to do that. Blame somebody else for something you did. Own up to what you do and man up, like they say. You know what I'm saying? You can't be blaming your mistakes on somebody else. So refusing to take responsibility for your mistakes and trying to blame others will definitely be a red flag. Number four, not respecting boundaries and invading others' personal space. Back up, man. You're staying too close to me. If I set up an area over here where I'm working at, don't come set up one right beside me. Give me room. Give me 50 feet. You know what I'm saying? I need some elbow room. You all up on me. You invaded my space right now. I was over here. You could go over there somewhere else and work. You don't want to invade people's space. That's a no no. You work over here, I work over here. You need help, come ask me for something. Don't be on my back. You know what I'm saying? So number four, not respecting boundaries and invading other spaces. That takes us to number five, y'all. Disrespectful behavior towards colleagues and supervisors. Now, if you disrespecting the supervisor, you automatically toxic right there. You ain't gonna get no respect from your coworkers if you don't respect your supervisor. People gonna be looking at you. He don't even listen to the boss. So oh, he ain't gonna listen to what I ask him or say. So yeah, you can't have no bad attitude with the supervisor. You definitely ask for your days to get cut and short. That's number 5. Disrespectful behavior towards colleagues and supervisors. You out of here with that kind of attitude. Straight up. Number 6. Refusing to collaborate and work as a team player. Like I said, I'm in the restaurant business, and we don't no one works in the kitchen alone. So refusing to collaborate and be a team player will not work in the kitchen. We Everybody should have everybody back in that situation. And when you working on a job, you consider yourself a team, right? So if you refusing to collaborate and work as a team player, you have no place on nobody's job. Then that's crazy right there. Number 7, taking credit for others' work and not giving credit where credit is due. If you ain't do it, own up to that and be like, nah, Vinny did that. I ain't do it. Don't take credit for something you ain't do, because some people could trick you that way. Who made this? Oh, I did. It's disgusting. And you ain't even do it. So now you want to take credit for something you ain't do, but don't want to give credit to somebody else who did it. That can backfire on you sometimes. So always give people the credit they deserve and don't take they shine, because it could backfire on you. That's number 7, taking credit for others' work and not giving credit where credit is due. That's number 7, yo. Number 8, constantly creating drama and stirring up trouble. We at work, but this ain't no fight club. If you got a problem with a coworker or somebody, maintain and hold that in the best way you can while you at work. But don't be at the job stirring up trouble. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to constantly be creating no drama. You here to work. We ain't here for no soap opera, no reality TV crap. We don't need that at the job. So keep it real. Stop. You got a problem, leave your problems at the door. You clock in, you should be clocking in as a whole different person. Leave the attitude or whatever you got going on. Put that to the side and get to work. So that's number 8, constantly creating drama and stirring up trouble. We don't need that. Number 9, engaging in office politics and playing favorites. Now, we all know we got favoritism on some job with some supervisors and managers towards other coworkers. Don't let that show to the other employees. If you got favoritism towards another employee, y'all keep that between yourself. You don't want that out in the open with the job. Well, he gonna give him this such and such days off because they cool. Nah, equal. You have to be an equal opportunity employee. You can't show favoritism to the next person. That's not cool. I know you and the manager got a reputation. Y'all cool. Y'all hang out or whatever together. Y'all do that after work. Y'all show y'all friendship then. But when we at work, you gotta be more professional. You can't show no favoritism. That's crazy. That is not. Not cool at all. Number 10, refusing to communicate effectively and openly with others. When you working with somebody, communication is key, especially if you consider yourself working on a team. And like I said, working in the kitchen, communication is a must. Verbal conversations go on daily in the kitchen. You have to let your people know what this and what time I need this, how fast I need this. So communication is a must. You must communicate. And refusing to communicate effectively, come on, if you can't keep up, you gotta go find somewhere else to work. Because that's a big red flag. You have to be able to communicate, you know, effectively and openly with other workers. So that's number 10. Refusing to communicate effectively and openly with others. Number 11, y'all. Undermining others' work and sabotaging projects. Once again, I say we a team. If you sabotaging something we do, you bringing the whole crew down. You know, one person can throw a monkey wrench in the whole system. So if you can't work with people and you trying to sabotage stuff, you gonna mess it up for everybody. Not just because you got an attitude and refuse to do what we doing and you trying to undermine it. The ones that's doing right gonna point you out and you out the door. Cause you the one trying to sabotage what we doing. And we a team. So yeah, you be out the door undermining any projects we doing. Big red flag. Number 12, discriminatory and insensitive comments towards others. Now, if you can't discriminate against people, and you got to think about people's feelings because you can't be saying stuff insensitive towards somebody. One thing you have to take people feelings in consideration, no matter what job you on, because you don't know what type of day that person might be having. So you don't want to be disrespectful to them or say insensitive comments to them because you don't know how they feel. And you don't know how people take certain things under pressure. So big red flag. Never be insensitive or discriminate against nobody like that. Number 13, refusing to listen to feedback and constructive criticism. Criticism. You have to have a tough skin working in the kitchen. Cause I done work with some chefs that don't play, not having it. So refusing to listen and your feedback they give you and you can't take constructive criticism. You overcook this. This is undercooked. Do better, man. You gotta come on, keep up, whatever. That's not nothing to hurt your feelings or nothing. That's just something to keep you on point. Make sure you're doing the job right. And if you can't take criticism and feedback from your colleagues or your higher ups, it's not showing your discipline and your respect to nobody. Come on, you got to step your game up. So basically, step your game up. 13, refusing to listen to feedback and constructive criticism. Number 14, engaging in unethical behavior and violating company policy. Like I said earlier, there's a reason why most jobs give people handbooks because there's a certain way we perform here, and this is how we want all our employees to perform. So if you can't perform in ethical behavior, we don't need you because most companies have reputations. Employees play a major role in companies' reputation. That a good employee can have customers returning. A bad employee could have a customer never come back. So that's one thing you want to be, and we don't want to engage in unethical behavior. It's not right. You don't violate the company's policy because you can give the company a bad reputation and you could get sued probably. So there's a reason why you get handbooks at the job. It's a certain way we work, and this is how we work, and this is how we want you to work. Any violations of that, you'll be terminated. So always follow the company policy. Never violate that, or you'll be on the unemployment. All right. And last but not least, number 15, being constantly unreliable and failing to meet deadlines. Constantly unreliable. You lucky you still got a job. Failing to meet deadlines. That can only happen once or twice. A constant repeat of that, you out the door. So you want to be consistent and reliable to this business. Because if you constantly unreliable and fail to meet deadlines, your days are numbered at that place. So that's gonna be hard for you to overcome. So that's number 15. Being constantly unreliable and failing to meet deadlines. Now with these 15 red flags, you can't go wrong with finding out who a toxic worker is. I know some people who hold all 15 of these traits and still got a job. And that's funny right there. But yeah, these are the 15 red flags of a toxic coworker to watch out for. You know, y'all want to be careful with those. And like I said, this is a new channel. You know what I'm saying? This is Vincent Vinny Nichols, aka Chef Vinny. I'll be your host of the Kitchen Close podcast. Hopefully, I'll get some guest hosts up in. We'll have some great, amazing stories about the workplace. Because this is what the Kitchen Close podcast is about. It's about you, the hard worker, the employee. And we want to hear how your day was, what kind of stories you had, what kind of things going on your job. Tell me a crazy job story like, I'm about to fight this person if I go to work today and he say something to me. You can't stand your boss or your supervisor. We want to hear those stories. Like stories, do you work with your significant other, your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend? What's that like working on the same job with your significant other? Do you steal from your job? Stories like that. How many office pens you got? You know what I'm saying? I work in the restaurant business and I know people jack from there. So I done been to people's house and seen restaurant products in their cabinets and all that. So yeah, we want all them kind of stories on the Kitchen Close podcast. So you know what I'm saying? It's your guy Chef Vinny. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, bring a friend. We'll get on this panel and talk about crazy job stories and whatnot. I don't care if you're a police officer, fireman, lawyer, doctor, nurse. definitely want to hear some nurse stories. So any females out there, RNs, I want to hear y'all stories, especially about 3 years ago with the C-19, how y'all dealt with that, stuff like that. I want to talk to a bunch of people about C-19 around 2020 and how y'all cope with the job shutdowns and all that. How was y'all coping with being out of work for a long time, and were you ready to go back to work after that? These are the type of stories we want to talk about on the Kitchen Close podcast. And it's almost an hour. So I'm only gonna do this hour since I ain't getting no feedback. And then I got three people watching, but I know who those people are. Shout out to them. Yeah. But yo, this is what the Kitchen Close podcast is about. Tune in next time where I'll be doing another episode on toxic bosses. I'll also be doing an episode on you about to get fired, or like red flags showing that your job about to get rid of you. We're gonna have stories like that. And, you know, just wild and crazy on the job stories, things like that. So this your guy, Chef Vinny, and this is the Kitchen Close podcast. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. And we'll be back with another great episode and another great show with great topic. And hopefully we'll get some people to join the panel. Shout out to my 43 subscribers. Just put it this way, last week I only had like 20 something. I started doing my recording and it's growing. But I want to build a community of where we get on this panel and talk about crazy job stories, or you could tell me about a crazy coworker, supervisor, or owner of a boss or something like that. And don't worry, we will have interviews. Summertime is coming. I will be outside on the scene talking to people, asking them questions and all that about what you do for a living, what made you choose this job, and even we gonna get into how much money. So we got a big journey to go on through the Kitchen Close podcast, and don't forget to check out the Kitchen Close podcast audio on Spotify. Check me out in other streaming platforms of podcasting. This your guy Chef Vinny, and this the Kitchen Close podcast, and we'll get up with y'all later. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. You're gonna have crazy episodes and crazy skits and things like that. So this your guy Chef Vinny, and appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace, I'm out.